Let's take a look at an object record. To create an object record, go to New, Object, Artifact. This will open a new record. Or, to find an object, you can use the search bar, basic search, or advanced search. For this video, we'll be looking at an existing record. We are looking at the basic info screen, which opens when you first click on a record. There are a number of fields to fill out here, and while some are pretty self-explanatory, there are little buttons with an I on them that explain what to put in the field and what to avoid. Following these directions will make sure the record is easy to find and read in the future. For example, here is the accession number field. When I click on the I button, it will show me how to format an accession number and what to avoid. There are also drop-down menus to fill out, such as this one here for access. It's important to remember to select Accessible to Public if you'd like the record to show up on Novamuse. Note that sensitive information like donor information will not be shared publicly when inputted correctly. A full list of fields that do and do not appear publicly is available in the manual linked below. This basic info screen is going to have some of the highest priority information to fill out, so please take the time to fill out these fields as best as you can. In the top left-hand corner is the inspector window. When creating new records, this will only appear after the record is saved. At the top is our results, which shows our search results, and we can click through these with the arrows on either side. And then underneath is our identifying information. It will show us the name, object type, and accession number. If there's media attached to the record, which we recommend to include if you can, a thumbnail image will appear here too. If there are multiple images, like there are in this record here, we can click the arrows on either side to click through all of the thumbnails. Under the thumbnail, there are 4 icons. This first icon, shaped like an eye, is Watch or Unwatch this record. Toggling this will add or remove the selected object from your watch list, which can be accessed by selecting Manage, My Watched Items, or viewed by using the Your Watched Items widget on your dashboard. This icon turns red when the record is on your watch list. The second icon is Change Type. This allows you to change the record type from artifact to archival item or artifact/archival item hybrid. Select the type from the drop-down menu and click Save. In general, artifacts are 3-dimensional objects, while archival materials are 2-dimensional or digital objects, for example, documents or records. Hybrid objects are those which have aspects of both an artifact and an archival item. For example, a Bible that contains handwritten information or an exercise book containing entries and photographs. Please note that since not all fields are available in each record type, you need to ensure that all information is copied elsewhere to be transferred to new fields after the type has been changed before saving. The third icon is to create a child record under this one. That allows you to add a new record that connects to the current or primary record through a hierarchical order. We'll go over this a bit more later. The last icon is the See More Information button. Selecting this will collapse the window underneath that displays when the record was created and when it was last changed and by whom. Before we navigate to another screen, make sure to click Save if any new information has been added or changes have been made. There's a Save button at the top of the screen as well as at the bottom, and you can select either of these. There is also a Delete button at both the top and bottom. There are very few instances where you should choose to delete a record, since your museum should be keeping track of object records even after deaccessioning. Remember that you may need to access information in Collective Access in case anything should happen to your physical documents. Let's take a look at other screens. If we take a look to the left side of the screen, we can find the local navigation bar. Let's click on the next screen. This is the Enriched page. Here is some more in-depth information about the object. Here you can add information like Made in Nova Scotia. This allows the user to link the record to a Nova Scotian manufacturer, artisan, or maker if they are listed in ANSM's separate database. Click Add Manufacturer, and then type the name of a person or organization into the field to see if a result appears below. If no result appears, contact ANSM to add the manufacturer, artisan, or maker to the Made in Nova Scotia database. You can also input what culture an object is from. If this is one of the 4 founding cultures of Nova Scotia, that is, Acadian, African Nova Scotian, Gaelic, or Mi'kmaq, these will come up as search filters in Novamuse. This is not a drop-down menu, so you can include cultures from outside of Nova Scotia, but since it's not a drop-down, make sure to double-check your spelling. Some of the fields on this page may not be applicable for every object, so make sure to read through each field. For example, it would be useful information to include what military unit a uniform is from, but that might not be useful for objects that aren't military. Once again, if any changes have been made or information is added, make sure to click Save before navigating off this screen. Let's take a look at some of the other screens in the local navigation bar. This is the administrative screen. This screen contains fields for internal use. This is where information like acquisition details live. You'll fill this out the same way that you did on the basic info and enriched screens. We'll take a look at media and condition reports later. The other screens available on an object record include alternate names, relationships, georeferencing, web links, and summary. For detailed descriptions of how to use these fields, see the CollectiveAccess Manual linked below. We're just going to take a quick look at georeferencing for now. This feature allows you to tag precise geographical locations associated with an object on a Google Maps interface and identify how the location is related to the object. To add a georeference, search for the location using the search bar in the top right corner of the georeference field. Searches can be specific, such as street addresses or business names, or they can be for a broader area like a whole province, country, or town. If necessary, zoom in and out of the map by using your mouse's scroll or by clicking the plus and minus buttons in the top left corner of the map. When you're ready to tag your location, click the Draw a Marker button at the bottom of the menu. Click the location on the map you wish to tag. Be as precise as possible. GPS coordinates for the location will appear in the row below the map. Select georeference type from the drop-down menu below the map, depending on how the location is related to the object. For example, if the object depicts the location, if it references the location, or maybe it was made at that location or used there. Once you are done, click Save.